future of Oregon, the future of the United States of America, our future is in the hands of the voters. Welcome to People, Places, and Politics. I'm Patty Milne. We voters do have a huge responsibility. We need to know who the candidates are. We need to be well informed about ballot measures and just the state of affairs that surround these important decisions that we will be making. May 17th is the primary, and then of course the November election will be here before we know it. So to talk a bit about and help us prepare to be well informed, my guests today, three ladies from the Capital City Republican Women, and to my far right over here is Cheryl Morrison, who is the current president of the Capital City Republican Women, and Pam Kniffen, who is the Oregon Federation of Republican Women District 3 chair, right?
Yes.
And right here beside me is Jan Williamson, who is the state president of the Oregon Federation of Republican Women. And these ladies all have been extremely involved in many, many things over the years, working behind the scenes or out in front to help promote the Oregon Republican Women and the Capital City Republican Women. So we're going to talk today a little bit about the background of Capital City Republican Women and some of the things that these ladies are doing to help promote education and help people be more aware of the issues and the candidates. So I am first going to turn to you, Cheryl, to tell us a little bit about the history, the background of the Capital City Republican Women.
Sure, Patty. Thank you.
We'll kick it off.
It is an honor to be the president of Capital City Republican Women. I became acquainted with several of the ladies engaged for years while I was doing some calling and general engaging in other campaigns like Monica Webby and whatnot. And, you know, kept being invited to some of the luncheons, which are once a month for Capital City Republican Women, usually have candidates. And I just kept being invited and kept, you know, lending myself in the community, and eventually, you know, they just told me, hey, these positions are open, you know, what would you like to do with that? So as I've engaged and started learning more about the organization, we used to be the Petticoat Pollies in 1953 is the beginning date. That's awesome. It gives such a good visual. And then we became Capital City Republican Women in the early 1960s. So that's a long-standing tradition and organization in this community, a pillar. And as far as, you know, a lot of what we do, it is very a patriotic, stable, you know, they're very strong in their convictions. You know, we definitely, when we have candidates, we discuss, you know, we ask the questions, you know, what do you stand on this? What do you stand on that? And really, it's a good group of ladies that, you know, we basically try to, you know, loyalty to the party. You know, we're not a really strong Republican state, so it's really nice to have such an organization to promote. And so the thought, you know, what I want to achieve in being a president is reaching out more to Republican women, colleges and whatnot. So
well, we do. The Republican platform really is very solid and really reaches a broad range of ideas and perspectives and kind of common sense, Constitution, family values, supporting a market enterprise system, and on and on and on. And that's really a very inviting platform. So talk a little bit then, speaking of how it, the platform and ties and can reach out to other people, the relationship between the Capital City Republican Women and the Oregon Republican Party.
So I try to liaise a bit with Marion County Republicans. You know, I'm very new to this position, so I'm letting folks mentor me, and I don't know all the details
And you
all the
have
time.
two great mentors
yes,
here. Both,
absolutely.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Both
No.
are
Yes,
former.
yes,
Yeah.
both of which who have been president of
Presidents,
Capital
yes.
City Republican Women.
presidents,
You betcha.
yeah.
So I
And Jan
I
was Marion
listen.
County chair, Republican chair too.
Yes, definitely. So I'm open always.
Lots
I
of
feel,
history
yeah,
here.
good history. You betcha. So
But it's fun to have the new
Yes.
energized effort from Cheryl and some of
Definitely.
the younger people.
Yeah.
They have new, fresh ideas too that helps our group grow and flourish. So we love it.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I'm very excited about it. I mean, I have a young one myself. I have a little 7-year-old, and I just look down the road, and anything that I can do to help promote liberty and patriotism and keep us from all of the bondage of so many over-the-top laws that restrict us. So basically, right now we do have outreach. We have a dictionary project that we work on. One of our ladies takes patriotic dictionaries. So they're dictionaries, I think they're Spanish, English, and then they have a patriotic piece in
There's
them.
constitutions
Yeah.
and all
Great.
sorts of history
Good.
of all of our presidents. And
Yeah,
Bill of
and
Rights is in the back too.
yeah, and doesn't it have our label on there as well?
yes, and
Yeah,
we put
so-
our label.
Yeah.
So when it's distributed
Yeah.
Everybody knows
at
where
shelters
it came from.
and yeah.
Yep, we're helping, helping to educate. So they go to the homeless shelters. It's also a fundraiser that we have dictionaries when we have our monthly luncheons as well. We will soon be on KYKN, so I need to still link that up. So we'll have some advertising there. Statesman Journal, we're working on advertising for the monthly luncheons. In May, the Kaiser Iris Festival is coming up, and we will have a float in that.
That's
so that's
Well,
very
we'll
exciting.
be marching. I don't know
We'll
if
be marching, right?
have a float. We'll
Yeah.
have some presence there.
We'll have candy and we'll have flags
Somebody
and-
has a pickup or something.
Yes,
that,
yeah.
I think we have a
or
golf
might-
cart and a convertible,
Or
and maybe
might-
a smart car.
Yes.
So we have
Right.
some fun
Sure.
ideas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah,
It's
yeah.
such a fun
It is,
parade.
yeah.
It really, and the turnout is fantastic.
Yeah.
You'll really reach a lot of potential
Yes.
members.
I
Yes.
think that'll be great.
Definitely.
Something new this year for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of folks. So again, reaching out to local colleges and universities. I've made a connection with Corbin University. So, and there's already just today 4 ladies who are raring and ready to go. I mean, so
Great.
just bring them in and have them come to our luncheons, see what we're about, glean their ideas of how to continue to, I mean, social media is huge. I'm a big Facebook person, so,
We do have a Facebook
we
presence.
do have a, yes, and dispersing information. Just a lot of it is just stay present and persistent.
Yes.
And get the issues and the information out there.
It's marketing.
Marketing,
Yeah.
yes,
And wherever we
yes.
go, Jan works so hard on brochures. We have a brochure.
Yeah.
We have business cards. Just so when people, you say who is, Capital City Republican Women, you actually can show them, and it's that, you have to read it, see it so many times before it
Yes.
connects. And there really is a group. Oh, maybe I will go to the website. Maybe I will go to Facebook. And then get some information, see what's going on. What candidates are they presenting this month? Oh, I might be interested in seeing who's running for, House District 20 or, So it's a great outreach. So we always have something to hand anybody we run into, which is really helpful.
It is. It's very important to have that connection, and then the contact information, which we
Yes.
will make certain we
Yeah.
provide before this show is over.
Sure.
But that's fantastic, getting involved in the community, making the Capital City, don't want to use the acronym because we want to be sure everybody knows.
Yeah.
CCRW is Capital City Republican Women.
Sure.
And there's a real presence in the community. It's not just a group of women who are sitting there hashing out ideas just among themselves. You are reaching into the community to share ideas and get feedback, which is really important. There's a connection with what other people think, and
Oh, yeah,
can take
definitely.
to the meetings and say, I just learned, and we need to be aware.
Well, and it's connections to other to branch out and network.
Yes.
I mean, I just learned that a lot of our board are PCPs, precinct committee people, and I mean, I'll be on the ballot and outreach, and I don't mind. You know, I converse with people all the time about all kinds of different issues. I'm not afraid to do it. So that was good to know. I mean, you network by going. I mean, I started going to Americans for Prosperity, 912, member of Oath Keepers, Marion County Republicans, doing some volunteer work. So it's just, you know, you come and you meet people, these wonderful people, and you can glean other ideas how to get involved. So
we also do a lot of charity work.
Yes,
For
now
the-
talk
for the-
about that,
The
because that's
pregnancy center.
Yes.
We've donated a lot of material things as well as money, and the women's shelter,
Samonka
And,
Place.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Good.
great,
Good.
great organization.
the National Guard. We've given a lot to them. You know, Christmas items for the families. You know, and I don't know. There's a list on our brochure. What, about 15?
Yeah.
Pam wanted me to put them all on there, so they're not very large, but we've donated to a lot of different
Hey,
groups. You know, and I think that's really one of our mainstays is the charity work we do.
And
you
then
know.
we promote the veterans in November. We have a dinner for our veterans and kind of make it special time to, you know, really promote and thank them for what they've done for us and for our country. And so
That's fantastic. And you were talking earlier about a new idea for an event, a celebration in September.
yeah, we normally do a summer picnic auction. So instead, we're going to do September 16th. We're having a Constitution Day dinner / auction. So that will be a good fundraiser and promotion and get ourselves out there a little bit more into the community as well. So
and hopefully we'll have all of our candidates just
Yes.
like we do normally at our picnic.
At the picnic,
Yeah.
Yes.
yes.
And that's great. It's wonderful. I mean, we can get up to 20 different candidates. We love them all. Please come.
And candidates and elected officials love attending that picnic. So
Yes.
this will be another
we
good
lost our
event.
great picnic spot
Yeah.
from Diana Evans, but this is
Yes.
a nice. I think this will be a nice change too. Yeah. So
That's good.
hopefully, all you candidates come.
Are you going to invite children for your day for the Constitution?
Children?
Yeah. Well,
Sure.
It's usually done with where you're educating children about the Constitution. So this is going to be an adult education, or
Sure. Well, I don't know.
we
Well,
could take that's a great idea.
work in progress.
Okay,
My kid would be there.
get the discussion going. Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, from everything I've been doing over the past several years, I've gleaned this idea. It was about a year ago. There was a lady, she travels the nation with teaching about the Constitution, Chris Ann Hall, and I bought 6 of her books, and I said to myself, okay, sometime I'm going to start a reading circle and to learn more about the Constitution, because I'm not a subject matter expert. And so I finally, almost a year later, have started it, and we're in week 5, taking a chapter a week. Got about a dozen people, and of like-minded patriots, Republican, and what I eventually want to do, as soon as we can secure more of what we know and get our stuff down, then start advertising out in the community. But I think that's perfect to have a child component, because I know there's programs to pin that down for children. So that's a great idea. We should look at that for the
Yes.
Constitution Day.
That'd be great.
One of your speakers has done that for AFP, or one of those organizations. While the adults had a meeting,
Yes,
that
yes.
she had a Constitution
Yep.
class off
I
on
know
the
who it
side
was,
for
yeah.
about 3 different age
Yeah,
groups.
yeah.
That's
And,
great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's great.
It was 912, yeah.
Yeah, 912,
Yep,
right.
you betcha.
and
They need
that
to
went over
learn,
very well.
learn that Constitution from a young
Yeah, I'm
age.
not sure they're being taught that in the current school system. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a child. Maybe you do, but you could speak to that. But
Long sigh.
yeah,
It's lacking. It's lacking.
Yes.
It's not to say
we don't know history. We're
some
doomed to
school-
repeat
yes,
it, right?
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to say the Pledge of Allegiance every day is a thing of the past, and then the retort I get is, well, we do it like once a month or on a special occasion. Well, that's not enough. We have to be teaching that pride in who we are and the allegiance to how this country was founded and the Constitution and everything that we stand for. And if you don't learn that as a young child, it's hard to learn it later. You know, having said that, though, I always find it interesting. I don't want to get off the topic here, the Capital City Republic women too much. But the individuals who do make, excuse me, the decision to become a citizen, and I know it's one that a lot of people don't make lightly. It's a big decision, and it means a lot to people who do that because it takes a long time to study, to learn, and they know the Constitution. They learn it and learn the history, and they end up with that pride. New citizens end up with that pride that I'd love to see our young people learning and carrying on. So just something to think about. Something to think about for Capital City Republican women. So back up for whoever would like to back up for just a moment. The Capital City Republican Women, of course, are affiliated with the state Oregon Federation of Republican Women and the federal Federation of Republican Women and the national. And the goals and the objectives are, let's go, because I think they're wonderful. They're simple, but they're solid. They're full of the message is good.
Right. We have about 600 ladies in our group at present. It's much smaller than it was during
Oregon, you mean?
In Oregon, yes. During the Reagan, in the OFRW. It was over 1,200 at one time, but circumstances have brought it down, and we're working very hard to rebuild that membership. I just returned from Washington, D.C., where we had the National Spring Board meeting, and one of the, talking about educating people, one of the topics that they did was pass resolutions, and their number one resolution was that, and they voted unanimously, is that we will vote for the nominee. With all this discussion about who's going to be the candidate and whoever, and so we voted unanimously to vote for the nominee, and so that should be solid. That group is about 70,000 strong, and they are very well accepted on Capitol Hill. Our club in Oregon has been in existence actually longer than the national club has, you know, and so we're
Going
pretty
back
proud
to
of that.
what,
Yeah,
1943.
There's
Is that right?
something.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing.
They were called, they were still Republican women, but they had various other names before they settled on one. And I'm trying very hard to, you know, to carry on that tradition. I'm the second president of the state organization from Capital City.
Great.
And so I want to do a good job there. And
She represents our club well.
I have no doubt.
we just had our spring board meeting at Seaside in conjunction with the, well, not in conjunction, but at the same location where the Dorchester Conference is held. And you know, so far so good. It seemed to be very well accepted. We're trying to do some different things to lighten up the meeting, make it happier, you know, have more fun with it. And it had gotten a little dry, I think, and so we're working hard on that. And we have, in a couple of months, we're going to have a President's Retreat. There's 23 clubs within the Oregon Federation, and we're going to take all the presidents over to the coast for a couple of days and just have fun, get to know each other. And we have 17 new presidents this time. Yeah. And so a lot of them need some education, you know, and so we're going to do some bonding and have a great time over there. Yeah. So
there was great vitality that came from these young, new presidents. So I mean, they come with great ideas, and you know, energy and enthusiasm. And so I've just had a really good feeling about that. The OFRW, the Oregon you know, state is just going to be getting much, much stronger.
Well, that's
So-
good. There's this issue of membership decreasing, diminishing. It's that way for every organization.
Yes.
I'm a Rotarian, and it's, there are a lot of clubs that struggle tremendously to bring new young people in, and in our club in Woodburn we've been able to do that. And yeah, the vitality and the energy is just, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
It is.
But
And what's cool, what's great about these presidents is the ideas that they give each other.
Yes.
You know, what just they share what they're doing as far as fundraising. They're sharing their ideas for speakers. You know, just what the clubs are doing, and that energy feeds upon itself. Because then each club takes it back to their group of women, their 60 women, and then that makes that just so much better. And so I was just so excited to see everyone who was involved is just ready to make a difference in Oregon.
the key is getting younger people
Yes.
involved.
Well, one thing I think is helping is that the national president now is fairly young, and I was able to get her to come here for our spring board
Yes,
meeting,
yes.
and she is a delight. She is just a little fireball and just so neat, and I got to know her pretty well. She stayed with us, so I had a lot of time. And one thing that she's done for national is she took on an extremely ambitious task, and she's bought a big bus. It's like Greyhound bus size, okay? And they're going to have it all painted up with NFRW on it, and maybe a candidate on the back, and we're taking it to Cleveland. So
Oh,
that big bus is
fantastic.
going to be parked out there, and
fun.
she's so tickled about this. You know, she got the approval for the balance of the funding, and she's been working really hard. I think our ladies chipped in. It just totally blew her mind when all our ladies started running up there with money to put in her envelope for the bus. So,
For the bus.
so she's
That's
going to get it. That
great.
was approved, and be watching for that bus in Cleveland.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. But I did want, because I think it's something of value to share. The bylaws include promoting and making a variation of it, promoting and informing the electorate through political education, which I mentioned earlier, increase the effectiveness of women in the cause of good government through active political participation, to facilitate cooperation among women's Republican clubs, to foster loyalty to the Republican Party and promote its ideals, and to support objectives and policies of the Republican Party. And this is what has to happen from group to state to create that strong
Right.
national federation.
Yes.
So,
What I really like too is this time there's all the primaries going on, and we invite any Republican candidate, excuse me, to come and speak at our luncheon. So the voters, the ladies, and anybody's welcome to come and listen to these speakers, because right now we don't know who the nominee will be for each one of these positions, and so all of them are welcome. We've had the governors. We've had Laura Moret, we've had the U.S. Senate candidates. This month we're having the CD5 candidates, and then May will be the Secretary of State candidates.
great.
So we really are bringing in all the statewide, local, especially in the primaries. A lot of our candidates, like I believe you don't have a primary.
Correct.
So then, not that we don't want you to come.
And I'm coming to this month's meeting.
Are
It's
you?
on my
Okay.
calendar.
But I mean, so we really are, we give all the candidates, any Republican candidates, really an opportunity if they want to come to our group, we open it up to them. So that's what's really great too for our voters and for our ladies.
And CCRW has always been very welcoming and warm and cordial and supportive, and just it's always good to know that group is there for support and encouragement.
Speaking of support, one of the things I did as president of the state federation is using these guidelines that you're just describing. I've set up a program to help candidates. I call it my campaign response team. And each club, in turn, will set up their own list of like venues for candidates and have contact information for those. And they'll get a list of ladies who will walk with the candidates, or you know, that's all on. I made a spreadsheet for them, and it's expandable so they can get as many people on there as they want. But who will walk for candidates, or will take a literature drop, will take sign drops, because it's always a big question, like who am I going to get the signs to, and have a coffee for a candidate. Any of those type of things that you can think of, even retrieving signs, you know, is all on there, and it'll be ready to go by the primary, so we can legally get all the ladies working on the candidates. And when they call, they'll have instant response to all their needs in an area.
That's fantastic.
And
that is fantastic.
So they're all working on those spreadsheets. So that should help, because I've had a number of campaign managers come into the state and they say, you know, well, who's your contact here or there? And so, well, we got to find somebody. And they say, you know, well, where's your organization? Where's your machine? You know, it should be well oiled and ready to roll. And so we're going to get it that way. And as far as I believe that the Republican Women's are the largest grassroots workers in the state.
Yes.
And so we're the ones that need to be organized.
That's for sure.
So we're going to get there. And the candidates that I have spoken to are really excited about it, you know, so.
Oh, well, I'm excited what you're saying. Yes, yes. And it is, and that's so important. And there are other groups and organizations, some of them directly related to the Republican Party, some of them not, but also very helpful. So, you know, candidates need everybody out there helping and working and pushing that, you know, information out there. So that's fantastic. So before we close here, I want you to take the opportunity to share with the audience contact information for the Capital City Republican Women, or also for the Oregon Federation of Republican Women, so that anybody watching from home can write this down and know where to find you, to maybe start coming to meetings and get involved as a volunteer.
Yeah.
So we are, to give you the website name or the address is kind of complicated, so if you just Google Capital City Republican Women, you will get to our website. We are on Facebook, so just type in Capital City Republican Women. And our email is ccrwsalem@reagan, it's reagan.com. And our monthly luncheons are the second Thursday of every month at 11:30 a.m. And we usually have candidates of some capacity each month. So they're very informative. So,
How about your call-in number?
I don't know.
come to a luncheon.
Patty might
You
know.
can find the Oregon Federation at ofrw.org on the,
Oh,
yeah.
there is
There.
the number here.
Okay, for Cap City.
503-371-2322.
Okay.
Yes, with that.
If that-
Yes.
That's for
so-
reservations when you want to come to lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
Or a message.
Or a
Yeah.
message.
And they can give
Good.
it to whoever.
So I hope that the viewers have found this an exciting, interesting group, and get in touch with the Capital City Republican Women and join us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you, ladies, for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.